Hello, my name is Nicholas Castillo, and this video is for the SBIRT video assessment for week 5. The first question is if I feel comfortable with the process and what do I feel most comfortable with and most challenging. I would think I'm a little more comfortable with it. Having done Gen Practice 1 last semester, we had to do an actual assignment where we had to interview somebody. We were given like a case. We had to read their case, and they either had a alcohol abuse disorder or a substance disorder. We went ahead and had somebody play as the client and ourselves as the social worker. It was a little challenging at first because it was, having to do a mock interview, I would say. I think that's what made it a little bit awkward, but having done the practice and having actually seen the questionnaire and the screenings and what we have to do, and kind of having this summary of the case and performing it, kind of made me more comfortable with using it. I would say that the only challenging thing I have from it is kind of figuring out where you go if you are asking a client a question and they just give you a simple yes or no, but it's leading to another question. What questions do I need to ask after that to get more information from the client? Or how can I get more answers from them? I want them to open up. So what kind of questions do I need to ask if they just give me a yes or no? I would like to have a better flow conversation or interview per se. That way I can get as much information from them as possible. That way I can find out what it is that I can do to help them. So I feel like that's my most challenging, is what questions to ask after simple answers. I do see myself using the SBIRT as a social worker in the future, only because having done it through schooling, and it's also very easy to use. It's very straightforward, self-explanatory. If your agency gives you a certain questionnaire, or you're rating the client based on their screening test based on alcohol, for instance, it's very easy to kind of rate like how much they do it, daily dose, or stuff like that. I think having that certain screen test in front of you and rating the client, I think that makes it easy. And because it's so simple and not as complex, I would see myself using it. Do I feel comfortable finding resources and referring my client? I think that depends on location. I come from a very small town, so I wouldn't know. I don't think there's a lot of resources, at least that I don't know of, opposed to working as a social worker in a larger city. You are given so many different resources all around you that you can research on, and or even having to work for an agency that's focused in a large city. I think they will give you so many resources that you can go to. So I think it just depends. I also feel like I would feel comfortable having done it so many times. I think through doing several of these SBIRT assessments and screenings and interviews, having done all that, learning from it and growing from it, I think that makes it a little bit more easy for the social worker to refer somebody, because you already have done it with past clients. You see what works, what doesn't work, which resources were positive, which ones were negative for them. So kind of like having had several come to you and seeing the positive out of it, for your next client, okay, this is, I can definitely refer you to this one. So I think with growth would make it a lot more comfortable for me. And the last question is, what do you think are your greatest strengths? Would be working with others with substance or use disorder. I think this part hits a little home because I've had friends who have had problems with substance or use disorders, drug abuse, and alcohol abuse. I think just having to see it personally, and maybe them coming to me for advice and kind of giving them a little bit of advice, it makes me a little bit at ease and a little bit comfortable. Just because you are wanting to help them, you have that heart, you want them to do better, you want them to get clean or sober, whatever it is. and you want that for them as well. So I think having gone through that, it makes it a little bit a strength for me, having someone come in and have them go through something similar that I've seen. Of course, this would be different because I would be working as a professional. I wouldn't know these people personally. Not that I wouldn't help them the same, but I think I wouldn't feel this big attachment per se, or kind of emotional attachment to them, but I'm gonna have the same drive to help them to get over their abuse and help them get clean. So I think with having done that, seen it and experienced it front hand, I think I would be more comfortable using it. Yeah, and I think that's it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I look forward to seeing all yours. Thank you.